Hi, I'm Lars and I'm from Team 8. And our project is to launch a health kiosk at Holt, Boston. To give you a little bit about our project. Well, how many of you have hesitated going to the doctor because of fear for COVID infection or time restraint? Well, we've found the solution. Our project aims to launch a health kiosk at Holt Boston campus. It offers an easy interface for students to quickly get feedback on their health and, if necessary, consult a virtual doctor. Students, staff, and faculty members can be more assured of their health situation and feel secure that others are as well. Health kiosks exist today. We just need to convince Holt, promote the service to get people on board using the product, and finally, test which features to include. On the next few pages here, we've included a little bit more about the scope and the details about the project. I will not go through everything on these pages, but I can mention the fact that some of the things that we will not be doing is replacing urgent doctor appointments. We will not be handing out prescription only medication through the machine, and we will not be treating COVID-19 symptoms, at least for now, but maybe in the future something is possible there. A little bit about the timeline. Well, as you know, we've started the project planning now, and we're expecting to finish by the 30th of March with the implementation and handover of the health kiosk. As you can see here, that most of the process is actually the planning and the communication with all the stakeholders, and not so much physical labor. And this is because, as we said, health kiosks exist today. So we just need to figure out the requirements and get all parties on board before we can do the testing and seeing what we need, before ultimately we'll hand over the results of our analysis to Holt for them to make a final decision on if they want to continue with a health kiosk on Holt or not, and then we can close the project down and hand over everything to them for further maintenance of the health kiosk. As you can see here, the process is a pretty linear one with not a lot of simultaneous tasks to be done. Most of it is not manual labor and is more paperwork and that type of labor. We can also see here that the important and major part of the product is the stakeholder communications, as we talked about. This also makes the critical part, which is highlighted in red here. Stakeholder analysis. Well, Holt management is the most important key player here. They can make or break the project. They're deciding if they want to have a health kiosk here. But we can also say that the health kiosk vendor is an important key player, but it's also an interchangeable player here, since we can choose between many different competitors that will provide different features to the project. We also included Blue Cross here, since Blue Cross will be an important partner here. Hopefully we'll be able to have a health kiosk that is incorporating Blue Cross and thereby making it possible for the health kiosk at Holt to only feature the necessary information from Blue Cross, to also have Blue Cross hand over the patients to local doctors that are within Blue Cross's coverage. This can also help get local doctors on board, since today the local doctors can be a negative influence here, since they might not be positive to a health kiosk taking over their clients. The budget for this project, you can see the full outlining here. It's not a lot of things that you need to notice, except from that the major part of the budget is the purchase of the health kiosk. We also have some infrastructure work to be done, but most of the other costs are just labor. Therefore, they're making up a quite minimal part of the project cost. The risk assessment and response plan. In this project, we don't have a lot of physical labor things that can go wrong. It's mostly partners and different systems that do not align. And so we've not set off the biggest risk assessment budget, but it should be enough for us to find different solutions and work through the problems. Thank you so much for listening to our project.